And welcome to my channel, or back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of sad examples of modern culture. The everybody on the screen culture. Everybody has to be out here, but I'm out here too, so I really can't say too much about that. The first woman I want to talk about is a lady called, and I said lady, I use that word very carefully, the peanut butter toast lady. Again, I don't, that's who she is, the peanut butter toast lady. I don't know about lady. People forgot that lady means something else other than hey lady, you know. But she has done some stuff. She put up her opinion on something about food stamps and EBT and all this other stuff. And I want to show you what she had to say. Then I'm going to comment on it.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money? What'd you do? Did you stock up on pantry items and try to shop smartly? Or did you just go buy a bunch of processed garbage? By the way, you can thank the Democrats for the government being shut down and your benefits not coming through for November. Looks like you're going to be going to the food pantry for your Thanksgiving meal. I know a lot of food pantries hand out turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Oh, they don't.
All the sides and trimmings too. Lots of food pantries. You better figure it out. I'm sick of hearing you complain, honestly. You ever have this as a meal? I'm eating peanut butter and butter on toast. It's absolutely delicious. You should try it. And
no. I cut it out there because this woman is, she rambled on about stuff. Then she made another video, don't you dox me or I'll come after each and every one of you. All this other stuff. Well, apparently, from reports, she got fired from her job. And some video said, well, the administrators of her company found out about a video and fired her. And others say, well, we found out, the internet found out where she worked and went after her and made complaints and all that. Well, they never mentioned the company, so we don't know if that's actually true or someone made that up. But this woman is a legitimate piece.
Oh, shit.
But that's her opinion, that's her mindset, that's who she wants to be, or who she is. And that's her right. And I don't think anybody, unless you're a customer of hers, or something like that, or she's in a position of authority someplace, no one, strangers should not be attacking her and costing her her job. People are going to find out who she is eventually at that work, and they're going to get rid of her. But this woman, when she says, what happened to October's money? They used it for food. What else did you think? And it's a supplemental SNAP. It's a supplemental nutrition assistance program. It's part of your food. And for a lot of people, even though it's not supposed to be all your food for a month, it's, some people make it by buying the cheapest stuff they can buy because they can't afford anything else. And her smacking her lips and, oh, I hate that. And she's so pretentious too. And in the rest of the video, I don't want to see it because her face makes me mad. And her attitude. You know why? These people forget what they put on the internet before. You know, they've been making it, they get a little bit of views, and all of a sudden they forget everything they posted before. They forgot they posted their own history. This woman's been on food stamps before herself. So she used it. And then she says that stuff about food banks giving out whole turkeys and stuff and all that. No, occasionally you'll find a food bank that has some that you might luck out and get something like that full meal. You know, that's few and far between. That depends on who's donated and what they've donated and the area you live in. Most food banks give out basic mix and match and hope, and sometimes you'll luck out and get the good stuff because other people have donated the good stuff. But this woman also says that she always has food in the house, and she mentioned something about this woman who posted on the internet about getting $1,100 in food stamps a month. Well, that wasn't for her alone. That might have been for her spouse, or another adult, or grandparent, and two or three children. And this woman says, I could make this 1,100 stretch a long way, but there's only two of us. But my kids, when they visit, I make sure they're fed and, you know, all this and this. I'd work 3 jobs if I had to make sure my kids were fed. Yeah. No, you wouldn't. Not with that. Look at that woman. No, she wouldn't. And she doesn't have custody of her own kids. That ought to tell you something. They were on food stamps. She doesn't have custody of her own kids, and she's up there talking about all that. I hope she was fired. But I hope nobody went after her for all of that. Strangers. Because people are entitled to their own opinions about government assistance programs, whether it's SNAP, Medicaid, Social Security. That's their right. There's the right to be stupid, too.
And to be asshole.
But if they truly object to these systems, because you see these people out there that do this all the time. They complain about SNAP, they complain about Social Security, they complain about welfare, everything they can complain about, they complain about. But if they truly object to these systems, I propose a structured opt-out policy. And I want to tell you what that is. This policy would allow individuals to formally opt out of having their taxes or withholding contribute to these programs. In exchange, they would forfeit the right to ever apply for benefits under those systems. And I'm talking about food stamps, Medicaid, Social Security. They won't be getting their deductions out of their Social Security anymore, for the Social Security. And that would forfeit the right to ever apply for those benefits. They don't like them, they shouldn't get them. They shouldn't fund them or pay for them. If they later change their mind, they'd need to opt back in. But they'd have to retroactively pay into the system for the period they opted out. Only then would they regain their eligibility. So they'd have to pay back in. They couldn't suddenly change their mind and say, oh, I need food stamps today. No, sorry, you opted out. You haven't been paying into the system. This wouldn't destabilize the system. Most people wouldn't opt out. But it would offer ideological consistency. If someone doesn't want to fund communal support, they shouldn't expect to benefit from it. And most of them do. And if they do opt out, they lose the right to complain about programs they've chosen to exclude themselves from. It's no longer their business. Let me be clear, I don't support mob-style tactics that may have led to this woman losing her job, unless someone is public-facing, or a role where their views directly impact customers or workplace trust. I don't believe it's appropriate for strangers to pressure employers into firing someone over a personal video. That kind of punitive escalation, especially when driven by viral outrage, undermines the very principles of free expression and due process. We can criticize ideas without demanding people's livelihoods. We can disagree without deputizing ourselves as enforcers. If someone's not your doctor, teacher, public official, maybe it's not your place to demand their termination over a bad take. Some people are pretentious. Some people went through hard times, survived hard times, and now have a strong opinion about those systems. This woman was on food stamps, so she thinks she lived a hard life. She made the hard choices. She didn't. You can tell by her look, you can tell by her attitude that she's forgotten the reality and forgotten there's evidence in the background. And she's sort of pitiful. Doesn't have even custody of her kids. So even if she got food stamps, it wouldn't be that much because she doesn't have primary custody, apparently. Now, the next one is everybody's talking about this woman, this female, this young lady. She is the DoorDash essay girl. Essay means sexual, blah, 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 assault. And I want to show you her videos. And I want you to pay attention to what she says. A lot of mixed feelings on this girl.
Hey guys, I just lost my job. And they won't tell me why. They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support, and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why, and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working! I was literally working! And they deactivated me! This is related. They just punished me for posting about my assault while door dashing. They just fired me. And the police are doing nothing. I lost my job. And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
Sheesh. She wanna don't make videos. If you're out there, don't do that. Don't make videos like this. Oh. But what she did, now there's a lot of speculation about what she did. And some people are, there's a lot of reaction videos, and boy, I've watched a lot of them because it's an interesting story, and I wanted to see if there was any updates, or maybe she got a clue that she was not SA'd, and anyone who thinks that that's an SA is a moron. I'm sorry, it's not the same thing.
Sexual assault is when you've been assaulted.
That's what an SA is. And, physically. And let's look at some more from her. It's really kind of sad.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my third time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. And when I arrived at their front door was wide open. Their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me.
Yeah. Well, you're going to see that in a bit, but it's censored.
I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted.
They didn't give her a reason. Well, I'll give you a reason. She delivered the food. And despite whatever the real story is, whether she pushed the door open, it was cracked, she pushed it open, or she just walked up there and could see she was already filming. She was filming, not taking a photograph of the food on the porch, as they often do. They do that with pizza delivery. They take a photograph of you holding the pizza from the neck down to make sure it was delivered. But she did that, and she raised her phone up, zoomed in, or maybe it was an automatic zoom. Who knows? Everybody said, well, she zoomed in to prove that she did this on purpose. Well, I don't know, but it looked staged to me, the whole thing, because I'll show you, but it's quite interesting.
Support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting because I also reported this to police, and the police are doing nothing. So hey guys, it's been a minute, a whole 24 hours, I know. But I have an update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support and allyship that you've shown me. It's really making me feel so validated and seen and heard. And
I don't know about that. But the update you were talking about was DoorDash put out an official notification of why she was let go. And she said she only found out about it because people told her, so they knew before her and all this other stuff. But let's watch the actual reason. She's got a big problem here.
that's fucked up.
There's the outrage at the end. But what she did was basically go up to the man's door. The door was open or not or whatever. The story is she began filming the food, panned up, zoomed in, with automatic, who knows. Then she left and went to text when she put it up. She put his name, his address, apparently, and everybody knows what town she lives in, and she saw, they saw the outside of his building. Too many people are speculating about why the man was on the couch with his pants down. Maybe he passed out from hunger, waiting for DoorDash. Maybe he was drunk, or what, maybe he planned it. Who the heck knows? I don't see where he'd get off on that. But maybe the door was cracked open was cracked open and the wind pushed it open, or someone else pushed it open. Maybe a drunk friend who left the house after take care of him. All that is conjecture. It might matter in a legal case or a civil case, but it's irrelevant here. What matters is this: she recorded a man inside his own home, then posted that footage publicly, uncensored, with his name, address, and the exterior of his residence. She didn't call the police from the scene. She apparently either sent it to DoorDash first, or she edited it first and then put it up on TikTok. But she went home or in her car, edited the video, added text, and uploaded it. That's the only imputable act here. And yes, it's a crime. She claims she was SA'd later. I was SA'd. She was not. At worst, it was indecent exposure, like someone in a trench coat flashing her. Yeah, it could be, and it could be bad, especially for a woman. But her decision to post uncensored footage undercuts her own logic. If she believes she was violated, SA'd, then she knowingly violated everyone who viewed that original footage. If she thinks she has a case against that man, then every viewer has a case against her. Duh. But I actually feel kind of bad for her. People don't think before they act. And I think she wanted, if you watch some of the other videos, and there are too many of them, are her comments and back and forth, and don't watch the reaction videos because, my God, they make up some stuff. But people don't think before they act, and too often they don't have the right people around to tell them it's a bad idea. She's young, vapid, self-centered, a bit unstable, and now her life is ruined. Maybe she'll rebound, but not as the same person, same look, same public face. That's the actual reality, stripped of viral framing and emotional bait for TikTok exposure and folded dollars. But she too has a past on TikTok, and a history where she shows some suggestive things, videos, and even apparently talked about committing crimes, a crime, or an offense of some nature, not an essay, but a crime, criminal-related theft or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not going to get into it. But I do feel bad for her because she's young and has a whole life ahead of her. I don't think her life should be ruined for being an idiot. But I have less sympathy for her than the peanut butter toast woman who is a deplorable-looking human being, sounding, thinking. I know that type of personality, and you don't want that around you. But this one tried to ruin a man's life. She could have ruined that man's life. And who's to say that was the man she actually ordered? Maybe that's a friend who came in the front door, drunk, dropped his pants, fell down to sleep on the couch. It might not have been the guy who ordered. Who knows? We don't know anything about the man, and we might not, or we might when he has a airtight legal civil case against, well, some girl. And a criminal case, too. It's pretty pitiful. And she is sadly pitiable. And, but I don't think her life should be ruined over it. So I don't have as much sympathy for her as I do for the stupid looking, sounding, peanut butter, something stuck somewhere. Sticky. I think she should get another break at life. We'll see, but it doesn't look like her life's going to go the way she thought it would when she posted up, and she was complaining on one of the videos about TikTok. We're going to have to pay me for the millions of views I got on the second time after I put up the video uncensored, got millions of whatevers. TikTok took it down. So she edited, blurred out some parts, put it back up. But by then it was too late. You'd already put up the guy's name and all that. And censoring his private parts, which is always can't put nudity up on TikTok, supposedly. And then he put up the same video and complained when TikTok was going to, took it down because they were going to have to pay you a couple of grand or more for all the views. And they were complaining about that. It's in the middle of all the other stuff. So I got a problem with that. I think she's a vapid young lady, a stupid young lady. But hopefully she can get her life together. In any case, that's my opinion on it. That's my take on it. And I'll see you again at another time.